The social map definitely helped me to save more time in every aspect of managing our social media accounts. It felt easier, it made my life easier, and it really boosted my confidence. So I no longer felt like I had no idea what I was doing. Our following, it organically grew almost 1,500 followers from just showing up more consistently and creating engaged content. We started hearing more mentions of in-store customers, like seeing the post on Instagram. I want to come in. I want to learn more. Like I saw that you posted that.
Hey, my feel good friend. Today, I am very excited to share a very special conversation with you with one of my very favorite people in the world. Her name is Kiley. She is not only a wonderful manager for Nourish, which is a natural soap and bath product store that's based in Georgia, but she is also one of my former Social Map students. If you don't know what the Social Map is, it's basically my online course that I have been developing for over a year now. Kiley joined our Social Map course back in August. And I wanted to invite her on the show to share with you why she decided she needed social media help, her experience in taking the social map, and also just her biggest takeaways and the results that she saw, which were seriously awesome. I was like, what kind of results did you get? This is amazing. Anyway, the reason I invited Kiley onto the show to chat about all of these things with you is because our online course, The Social Map, is about to open for enrollment for the 4th time. And I am so excited, my friend. If you have been struggling to figure out how to show up for your brand on social media in the best way, how to plan your content strategically, how to grow and nurture your genuine following of loyal supporters, how to implement those next level selling tactics such as giveaways, live challenges, influencer marketing, and all of the things. This is the course for you, my friend. If you've enjoyed learning from me on this podcast and you really want to dive deeper into your social media strategy with me by your side, I would absolutely love for you to join our next round of the Social Map course. Just head to feelgoodsocial.com/social map to check it out now. Like I said, the course is starting again in June, and the doors are closing for enrollment on May 30th. So don't wait to check it out. Head to feelgoodsocial.com/social map. I would absolutely love to see you in there, my friend. All right, are you ready for this awesome conversation with my awesome social mapper? Let's do this. Hey friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social Podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz. Hi, Kiley. Thank you so much for joining us. Lady, I'm so excited to bring you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Well, I did already introduce you a little bit in the intro, but I'd love to hear from you. Who are you? And maybe just give a little intro of your background with us and the Social Map.
My name is Kiley. I am a retail store manager for Nourish Natural Bath Products. I took on social media about a year and a half ago and have learned so much through the Social Map.
Yeah, it was so much fun having you in the group just because, firstly, I just thought our group was so awesome. We had so many different perspectives and all that stuff, but it was really fun to hear from you as a store manager and trying to figure out how can we brand and market ourselves on social media in these different locations and all those things. I just loved having you in there, lady.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole different world on social media. And it was fun having everybody in the group and being able to talk to people and learn from other people too.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I would love to start by asking, how did you kind of end up taking on social media for Nourish, and how were you feeling when you started doing it for them?
So our company didn't have much of a social media presence. They're very inconsistent, and our owner asked me if I'd like to take it on in January of 2020. My store was brand new and it just, wasn't that busy yet. And there was just time for me to do stuff. So I thought it was going to be super easy. I thought I would just take pictures and post them. But then I just really quickly realized like how big and ever changing social media really is.
Yeah, for sure. I hear that from so many people. I mean, and it's true. I think it's probably what I thought before I really dove deep into social media marketing. It seems like this super fun thing. It seems pretty intuitive and easy. But then you run into oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. And like, how can I do this in like the most strategic way to make my time as worthwhile as possible? What were you kind of struggling with the most when you started?
The overwhelm, not knowing where to start with social media or what to post. And at the time, I didn't even know about translating the Nourish brand to our social content. And so I found Feel Good Social one day when I was typing keywords into Apple Podcasts and started binging. So I listened to your episode. I like have a visual memory of like listening to your first episode at the beach. And then I just like totally fell in love. And so I would listen to it in the car on the way to work. And while I was placing my weekly store orders, I would just have you kind of playing in the background. And I really learned something new to implement in our social media strategy after every episode. I was excited to like try it.
Oh, lady, that makes me so happy. And I actually feel like I remember when you shared that story of you listening on the beach. And it's like, oh my gosh, my listeners are like listening to me on the beach and I want to be there right now. That just makes me so happy. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so I know, yeah, I loved that you like started listing and then you hopped into the brand vibe challenge. And that was really fun, kind of a start into the social map, I think. What were your biggest struggles when it came to kind of how to bring Nourish's branding to social media and how to understand it more?
Well, it was just more than the pictures. Like it all had to be cohesive. And I didn't have that like consistency and just even, the idea of what to post and when. The brand vibe challenge, it really helped me to like hone in on all of like the visuals and, my branding and my voice and kind of put it all together. And that really awesome bonus at the end and the personal one-on-one feedback and the genuine connection really truly helped boost my confidence in social media. And I started planning my photo shoots and really started loving the content creation process rather than feeling overwhelmed by it.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I remember when, I think it was when we were actually in the social map course in the group, you were like posting, you're like, I just did a photo shoot and all of your photos were so beautiful with like the soap and the ingredients surrounding it and stuff. And it was just one of those proud teacher moments over here.
Like juicing oranges and like taking pictures, like putting out the oatmeal, spreading it out with the oatmeal bar soap. It was like super fun.
Oh my gosh, so fun. And the photos looked beautiful. Like it was one of those moments too where, so many people have this hang up, I think, when it comes to taking beautiful photos in a way, you know what I mean? Like it's hard for a lot of people and the fear is real, the difficulty is real, but at the same time, like you can take beautiful shots just yourself, just like you said, spreading oatmeal over a table and just making sure that your lighting is right and that you're getting different angles. And if you're just thoughtful about it, I think you can really take beautiful photos,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you did such a great job, lady. So I kind of am so curious. You did go through the brand vibe challenge with me and it was super, super awesome to, cultivate our relationship in the brand vibe challenge. It was super fun to give you feedback, but what caused you to pull the trigger and actually sign up for the social map?
Honestly, it was hearing about it on every podcast leading up to the start date. But it made sense because in one of the modules in the social map, you talked about, I think it was, you said that people need to hear the offer like 7 times before you'll like pull the trigger. And I finally just had like one of those last minute people, like one of the last days before it closed. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to invest in myself. So I was super glad because I felt like I was just still wasting a lot of time trying to figure out what to say about like the new content that I was able to create, like when to say it, plan ahead of time. And I felt like that first 8 months of social media content was just all in the moment. Like I posted it in real time. I had no strategy. I was spending an hour on one post. And when it didn't perform well, I took it personally. So definitely the social map helped me to learn and grow within my social media.
Oh, lady. Yes. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I love to, honestly, I love what you brought up about like whenever you were spending so much time on one single post and then taking it personally when like it wasn't performing well. Like that's something that I actually haven't talked about a lot, but it's so true. Like batch planning actually really helps to kind of take away that like emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? Emotional attachment, I think, to each individual post in a way. And when you can batch plan your content in a strategic way and see how it's all working together, the full big picture becomes more valuable than a single social media post, which it is so easy to feel bad about if you don't get like the likes that you want, or like if you just like post it and then refresh constantly. I've been that person before, you know? Do you feel like batch planning really helped you kind of with that in that way?
Yes. Going through each of the modules with the social map really helped me to create those systems to batch plan my content more strategically. And it felt like the more I started planning, like the easier it became, and it was really fun. And so I was really feeling good with it. You know, I was able to hone in on our brand vibe and show up on Instagram more consistently and cohesively. I was seeing more engagement from our online followers, and our following really started to grow without using paid ads. And I was just posting quality content.
Yes, quality content. I love that, lady. That's it. That's where we need to start. You know what I mean? Like that's the starting off point for social media. And I also love, I was laughing a little bit how you brought up how you pulled the trigger because you heard me talking about the social map again and again and again. And that is being strategic. And I laugh all the time because you know, I practice what I preach. You and I have had that conversation before in the DMs where it's like, it's kind of fun to be able to, like, sometimes people feel weird about marketing, but it's like, I'm marketing, no shame, you know, and this is how you do it in the best way. And this is what I teach my students. And we can all like respect each other for that. Because if we're not being strategic in our businesses, if we're not showing up and selling, what the heck are we doing, you know?
Yes. I feel like through the social map, you kind of gave us permission to do that. For me, like I learn better from people rather than just reading something, but hearing you tell us that definitely made me feel better about it.
Yeah. That's another thing that I love about the social map. You're so right. And actually, I'm just kind of thinking about this now, how a lot of that confidence that a lot of us lack when it comes to marketing ourselves, selling ourselves, especially as new entrepreneurs, right? We're like, we don't know what the heck we're doing. We're trying to wear all the hats. Like being a part of a community like the social map and learning how to show up on social media strategically, supporting each other through the icky, weird feelings that sometimes come with selling and marketing. It really helps to boost your confidence. And it's fun to lift each other up through selling and marketing in our businesses, I think.
Yes, definitely. And the group provided that support no matter when you needed it.
Yeah, I know. So much fun. And I'm so excited to hopefully have you in this round as well, if we can make it work with your schedule and all those things. So I would love to know just some of the ways that the social map really helped improve your content and your strategy. Like, what are some of those things that really, really helped you with Nourish's content?
I think that everything was the most helpful in the social map. Just every single video, I was taking like pages and pages of notes. It felt like I was learning so much about every small aspect, which all added up to like the big picture that I didn't know about. But I did benefit from learning how to naturally batch plan. Have to be stressful. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. Like managing a retail store, you know, I was fitting in social media where I could. I had a full store to go. So the systems that Kinsey teaches that you taught us and the one-on-one support that I received throughout the entire course, I felt like were really invaluable. So yeah, it was awesome. Also, I think that with Nourish, we have 6 brick and mortar retail stores in the Southeast, and I loved being able to connect with our customers in store and online. They really do love to share their favorite products, and being able to use social media to reshare their favorites is so fun. I also learned how to utilize stories and captivating captions to encourage people to share their thoughts and engage with our posts.
Yeah. Oh man, lady. I know. I love how you have like taken it's so you're in such an interesting situation, I think, where it's like Nourish has several different locations. And, you know, that is one of those things that I truly believe in, making social media personal, making it personable and making it relatable to your ideal customers, like learning how you can nurture those individuals, because there's so much power in developing a relationship with an individual so that they'll not only want to support you, buy from you, but they'll also feel compelled to like recommend you to their friends. And that's where social media can be really, really powerful for those brick and mortar businesses, I think. And especially with the pandemic and everything, like tons of brick and mortar businesses were struggling and like trying to figure out how the heck can we take our business online? How can we reach our people? And I think that I love that approach to social media where it's like, okay, how can we look at the individual customers? How can we nurture these relationships? How can we make it human focused, you know?
Yeah, I think that too, making it human focused, something that our social media never had really done was feature our in-store employees. So I social map, I started shouting out our team members. I shout them out for their birthdays, for staff picks, and overall just like creating more content with our faces in it. And I think the audience really loves it. It gets a lot of engagement. And it definitely was hard at first, but over time it became easier and it definitely felt more cohesive to our social media strategy.
Oh, lady, for sure. I love that. I'm going to just keep saying I love this so much again and again in this interview because it's true. I'm getting so excited over here because, you know, exactly, like not only is that a great way to nurture company culture, right? Like your employees can help you boost your success on social media if they feel seen, if they feel loved, they'll be excited to show up for work. You know, creating your brand vibe and putting it on social media is not just for your clients' affinity, but it can also be for your employees' affinity too, and make them feel special and heard. But also, like, I mean, I think that if you have ever worked in any brick and mortar business, you know, I've been in the restaurant industry, like so many returning customers love the employees, you know, they come and they're like, oh, Kiley recommended that perfect soap for me. Like if you go to the store, ask for Kiley, or they'll come in and they'll say, hey, Kiley, like I remember when you sold me that soap last time, like it was awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anything else new that you'd recommend? Like that's a part of the brick and mortar sales, right? And if you can bring that onto social media, that's so awesome. It gets your customers excited. It gets your employees excited. I'm just over here geeking out, girl.
Customers that would, you know, send me a message or comment on the post and shout out their favorite Nourish employees. And I even had some of my coworkers, if I reposted somebody, they bought, you know, this moisturizing wash that they love. So like my coworker would message and be like, oh, I sold them that. So it definitely tied it all in together.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I love how also I have to compliment you right now for like how fun and creative you were with your like strategic sales content as well. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the giveaways that you've planned?
So after a lot of coaching, we did more giveaways to really encourage people. Something that our owner wanted to encourage was people coming into the store, not just giving things away. There was one that we did over the summer, like when everything was still kind of in quarantine. Our owner came up with some Send a Smile kits. So there's
cool.
All little like smile kits. And I actually got to come up with all the names and like the descriptions. And I created all of that on the website too. So I felt like personally connected to it. But we did a giveaway where like you nominated somebody that could use a smile. And we sent, you know, one to each, the person that nominated and the person that, you know, won it. And they were super excited. And we most recently did for St. Patrick's Day, the luck of the draw. So we encouraged people to come in on a certain day and shop and enter their name to win a gift basket. And we did a gift basket for each store. And when the girl came into my store, she was just so excited because she never wins anything. And I know how that feels. And, you know, really strategically planned those contests to get people to come in and not just, you know, share something for something free. I learned a lot from that.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And I love how you kind of incorporated like your social media along with the like coming into the store to enter and all those things. Like there's so many different ways that you can use social media, that you can create your strategies, create your giveaways, all those things. Like you get to make the rules and you get to define it in the way that you want to define it in a way that works for your business. And I think that that's what I love teaching in the social map. It's always like, okay, this is the concept, but like, how can we make this work for you and your guys' business, you know?
Yes. And in the social map, there's a whole campaign tab with all the campaign, you know, creators and content and just all of the stuff that you've created to give us the basis to start thinking about what we want to plan, when we're going to plan it, when it's going to run. It just all worked so seamlessly to really create a great campaign.
Oh, I love it. I know. And that is one of those things. That is the next step to get strategic with your content, I think, right? Because like so many people just think, okay, I got to post on social media. I got to show up every day and whatever, whatever, whatever. And like, yeah, sometimes you just want to show up. I mean, you know me, I'm always teaching be as strategic as possible, no matter what. Speak to your ideal clients, create content that they'll pay attention to, all that stuff. But at the same time, like can really take your strategy to the next level when you can plan out those campaigns, promotions in the most strategic way, hit your customers in all the ways that they need to be hit with kind of the same messaging, like you were saying before, hitting people 7 to 10 times before they really feel the need to take that action and buy and pull the trigger. And so that's where batch planning, like that's where I geek out about it, right? Is like looking at your full picture month and thinking, okay, how can I make this as strategic as possible? Plan out these campaigns. And then did you run into this in the social map? I feel like so many people come into the social map and they're like, I don't even know what to create for one post, like how the heck am I supposed to batch plan 30 posts? But then afterwards, I feel like when you map out your whole month and you start thinking about it strategically like that, it's almost like you have too much content in a way or too many content ideas.
Yeah, no, you can go out a couple months because in the way you taught how to batch plan, like you don't have to come up with the whole post in one sitting. Like you kind of just add these components to them as they naturally come to you. And then, yeah, you've just got so much content.
I know. Yeah. It's almost fun how it's like going from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. And yeah, it's just, I'm so glad that you geek out about social media with me, lady. So I guess I would love to ask, how do you feel now about social media after taking the social map? How did it improve your life and your guys' strategy overall and all those things?
So first off, the social map definitely helped me to save more time in every aspect of managing our social media accounts. It felt easier, it made my life easier, and it really boosted my confidence. So I no longer felt like I had no idea what I was doing. Our following, it organically grew almost 1,500 followers from just showing up more consistently and creating engaged content. We started hearing more mentions of in-store customers, like seeing the post on Instagram. I want to come in. I want to learn more. Like I saw that you posted that. So that's always really exciting too. And overall, I spent a lot of time in my first few months looking for resources to figure out social media. I signed up for all these email lists. I was looking at all these different blogs and websites. But I truly feel that nothing has been as helpful as the social map. It's straightforward, it's inspiring, it was so helpful and educational. And I feel like I also had the added bonus of finding a friend and personal cheerleader in Kinsey. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh my gosh, lady. I'm like gonna go grab a tissue over here. That makes me so happy. And I absolutely loved having you in the course and you were wonderful. And I can't believe 1,500 followers organically, like that is amazing. And exactly, it really all boils down to showing up consistently and being as strategic as possible and making social media work for you. And so thank you so much for being part of the social map. Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your story. Can you quickly just share your Nourish's Instagram account information so people can find you?
Our Instagram is at Nourish Savannah, and I am collaborating now with our Melbourne, Florida store manager, who is going to be helping out with our social media too. So I'll be tagging her in all of your posts and to do all the brand vibe challenges too. So check us out at Nourish Savannah. We're on Facebook too, in store.
And then Kiley, where can everyone connect with you on Instagram?
And you can find me at Kiley Rose if you'd like to see pictures of cats and a rescue dog and my recent wedding and all the fun stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love your cat photo bombs all the time. So funny. Thank you so much for coming on, lady. I truly appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
My friends, how wonderful is Kiley? I just was geeking out that entire conversation. She just like blew me out of the water with everything that she was saying. I was so impressed by her results. I am so, so proud to have her as a student. I love having those go-getter students who really implement what I teach. And it just lights me up so much when people can actually see those results that I know that they can get. You know what I mean? So if you are interested in learning from me, if you're interested in signing up for the Social Map, my online course, it's starting in June. It's running live for 5 weeks through June. So you will get my direct support in creating your social media strategy and figuring out how you can show up in the best way. I would love to have you in the program. You can check out everything and sign up at feelgoodsocial.com/social map. Please do. I would love to have you in there, my friend. All right, I will catch you next Tuesday with another episode of the Feel Good Social podcast. I hope you have an awesome weekend, my friends. I will catch you next week. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.